Before I go any further and introduce the next candidates, I'd like to ask all the veterans in the room to rise.
I can't ride.
All right, I'd like it's my opinion that the reason that we're able to be here tonight and hold a forum like this is because of the service they provided to this country to keep this democracy what it is. Thank you all. If we could now, please, the fourth ward candidates. Our challenger is Patrick Vaughan, and our incumbent is Doug Mellema. Okay, gentlemen, thank you for being here. Mr. Vaughan, would you like to make your introduction?
Thank you. Well, first I want to say thanks for this invitation to the Veterans of America. I really appreciate coming up here. I appreciate all the people that came up too. The main question I had when I was campaigning from door to door is saying, who is Pat Vaughan? Well, I lived and worked in this area since 1972. I graduated from Cadillac High since 1975. I've been in industrial distribution sales for about 20 years. I've also am an Air Force veteran. Long list for my father and my brothers also were veterans. Well, I wanted to get involved. I was tired of big government. Not saying that the city is like that, but I got tired of big government, so I wanted to get more involved as opposed to just being a voter. And I see that all of you want to be involved also, and I thank you for coming out and listening.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mellema, would you like to make a short introduction?
Yes. I'm Douglas W. Mellema, but first of all, before I get going, I want to thank the veterans for holding this debate. It's long overdue. It's important that the public get a chance to meet us. I know as an incumbent, you see us every 2 weeks, but it's important in the democratic process that you get a chance to hear our opponent and what the issues are. I'm 67, moved here in 1970, got a bachelor's and a master's. I have 3 children, 5 grandchildren. I worked for 34 years at the Career Tech Center, 32 years as president of the Manufacturers Association, of the Cadillac Area College Consortium. 2 years as director of Kirtland Community College, 4 years as Baker. I started Baker College here. 19 years as president of the manufacturers, and 42 years total. That makes me about 150. But that's 42 years of volunteering.
Thank you. Excuse me. Our first question, and I'm going to direct this to Mr. Vaughan to begin. What could the council do to make sure the veterans' monuments in the city are better taken care of?
Well, I was excited when I saw the wall come to Cadillac, so people could experience that. I experienced that in Washington, D.C., and it was a great experience when I was here in Cadillac. I'd like to see more monuments and dedications to our veterans. I think the veterans in our country really haven't been appreciated. I believe it's changing, and I think people are appreciating our veterans a lot more. I can remember when I was in the service, I've heard that people, when they came out of the Vietnam War, they were actually cursed at as they served their country. And as they laid their life down, they came back to home, and all people did was curse at them. When I was in the service in '83, it was a little bit better, but not much better. But I think there's a huge appreciation for what people are doing, and anything we can do to help the veterans and show them appreciation and give them signification is great. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mellema, same question. What could the council do to make sure the veterans' monuments in the city are better taken care of?
Well, first of all, bringing the wall was phenomenal. That was probably one of the greatest experiences that I've observed in Cadillac, and where the whole city came out. Now, as far as the keeping track of and what's going on with our other veteran monuments, we have a maintenance department, and that's one thing that needs to be brought to our attention. I was not aware that there is a problem. If there is a problem, it needs to be addressed. I do issues and solutions over coffee. Once a month, I go out and I ask for anything that's happening in the community, any particular problems. And I think that's a vehicle to deal with those situations. And I definitely want to make sure that they're maintained, and I want to make sure that we're doing what we need to do in the city on those monuments.
Thank you. I wasn't sure. I thought he was just ignoring you back there, but apparently you couldn't hear him. Mr. Mellema,
Yes.
what are your thoughts of setting an age in which senior citizens get a break on their water bill rates?
Good question.
Your thoughts.
My thoughts.
Your thoughts.
I would probably qualify, so maybe I would have a conflict.
Maybe you're disqualified.
Answering that. I would say that's something we could consider. I would think that we do evaluate taxes on a hardship basis, and I think that would be probably the most equitable way of dealing with it. I do know that we as a city take those considerations, economic situations, into consideration. And we certainly would not want somebody to do without utilities because of that. There are many organizations within the community that could assist. And I'm sure that we would work with that particular individual or family or group of retirees or senior citizens in that manner.
Thank you. Mr. Vaughan, same question. What are your thoughts of setting an age in which senior citizens get a break on their water bill rates?
I believe any break we can give the senior citizens would be great, not just on water, but your heat, your electric. Most of our senior citizens are on a fixed income. By the time they pay for rent, they're just about out of money then. I know I live in Pheasant Ridge Modular Home Community, and there's quite a few senior citizens in there, and I know quite a few that after they pay their lot rent, they got very little to even feed themselves. And unfortunately, a lot of them also got to worry about medications and health care and everything else. So water, although is important, is pretty minor compared to all those other things.
Thank you. Excuse me. Mr. Vaughan, what is your opinion about permanently closing Lake Street for better park use?
I don't think it's been a hindrance to people. Most of the time, the Lake Street is closed just in the park area. I believe that we've had great events when it comes to the park area. I believe we're going to have even more. I know the city is looking at enhancing the park area even more, maybe having stadium-style seats. It's great when the whole community can get together on these different events. So I don't believe it's a hindrance in blocking the Lake Street, or even last week, even during the Moonlight Madness Festival, they blocked down the Main Street, and I thought that worked out pretty well. The weather wasn't great, but I don't think it was a huge hindrance to people.
Thank you. Seems like they would have given me a letter opener, you know? Oh, did I miss you?
Yep.
That's why we
thought I was just being ignored. I thought I was home.
I apologize. I got your name written right there. Mr. Mellema, what is your opinion about permanently closing Lake Street for better park use?
We spent a great deal of time discussing this on our council meetings, and we always make sure that the police are involved. We get their recommendation. We get the various parks personnel involved, and we always weigh those decisions. As far as the activities themselves, they are a great benefit to the community, to the downtown, and to our area. They enrich us with culture. They enrich us, allow people to socialize, to enjoy the lakes, to enjoy the park area down there, and I have not seen it as a problem, and we have not heard that it was a problem. In fact, we consistently hear that we would like to have more activities in the park and enjoy our, where else is there a city that's on a lake? You know, let's enjoy it.
Thank you. That's why they brought me in from out of the county, see, so I could make all the screw-ups. And apparently I'm doing my job, Mr. Burgo. Okay. Mr. Mellema.
Yes.
We'll get you first this time so I don't forget you. How's that? Should the city have plans for using any of its parks or vacant property to set up more kids or family use projects?
Yes. I would like to take a look at where those vacant lands are, what activities are planned. I think the council, at least my 4 years, is probably more receptive to any of these ideas and any new ideas that involve the community and enrich the community. More activities for young people, the better it is. The worst thing in working with teenagers for 34 years is give them time on their hands. And anytime you can enrich in their lives and use up that clock, and it's to our benefit, not only today, but also in the future.
Thank you. Mr. Vaughan, same question. Should the city have plans for using any of its parks or vacant property to set up more kids or family use projects?
Well, I'm definitely for anything that would promote family. My platform probably is to promote family and faith for the most part. If I got a legacy that I love is that I have a great family, a great marriage, my kids and my grandkids. That's a legacy. That's what life is all about, is the family. So anything we can do to help the families and promote more family activities is great. I know for our youth, if we can get them some more things to do, I think there's quite a bit of things out there to do with our sports activities and stuff, but I heard it talk about a YMCA center. I can remember when I was a high schooler and they had that YMCA sitting here in the town of Cadillac. Everybody got down there and met with each other. It wasn't just to get out of the house, but it was get together with friends and play games and spend time together. And I thought it was a great thing to have in the city, and I'd like to see it happen even more. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mellema,
Yes.
what is your opinion of the downtown festivals and the way they are operated?
I think the Visitors Bureau and people who are involved with that, the veterans who work with the Visitors Bureau, have done an excellent job. In fact, one of my answers in the paper today was I would give them an A+. I've never seen more activities, more things going on, festivals in the downtown area since 1970, I can't remember. More people involved. I think it's excellent. And like I said before, it enriches our community culturally. It allows people to communicate, to talk, to socialize. It just brings people together. And more festivals, I'm open to those. And I know the council is too, and the mayor.
Thank you. Excuse me. And that completes our 5 questions. It doesn't. Oh, I gotta get to you this time. Oh,
Moderator has to be fair.
we're equal opportunity here, you know? All right, I'm sorry, Mr. Vaughan. What is your opinion of the downtown festivals and the way they are operated?
Well, I'm glad to see the festivals. I know the business owners are excited when they see the festivals open up. It opens up people to come down and experience business and experience community again. But I consider the community of Cadillac, I consider it broader than just the city, all the way from Boone Road, north, south, east, and west. I'm excited to live in it. I love the big stores that we got out there in Herring Township, but I also like the way the city is set up with their specialty stores and their specialty shops and their hometown friendly status. And I think we should have more festivals throughout the city.
Thank you. All right, that completes the 5 questions. Thank you both for your answers, and at this point, I would like to ask Mr. Vaughan if you have some closing statements.
Yes, thank you. Again, thank you for this invitation, this opportunity to talk. I know there's a lot of issues that are important to people, a lot of things to consider. Like I say, mine started in politics when I was tired of big government. I wanted to get involved. So I started going to city meetings and city planning meetings and board of education meetings, get more involved. Even when I started voting, I started getting more educated when I voted. I wanted to believe that my vote counts, and I want you to believe that also, that your vote does count. They say that there's voter apathy, especially when you're not in a presidential election year. They say less than 20% of the people would vote. Maybe that's what we have here right now. But I'm happy that you guys are involved, and I encourage everybody to get out and vote. It's important. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mellema, do you have any closing statement?
Yes. 4 years ago, I ran on 4 promises. One was economics, one was the Open Meeting Act, the other one was the bid process and charter. On the economics, we were down to 1,500 employees in our industrial park. We're up to a little over 4,000 now. We have granted $12 million in IFTs. We now have a marketing plan. We are approaching an innovation center that will be one of 12 in the state. Second thing is the Open Meetings Act. I started issues and solutions over coffee to hear what people have to say. That's extremely important. We allow people to communicate at the council meetings. The bid process has saved up thousands and thousands of dollars. I can't imagine a business not bidding things out. And we now do that in the city. And the charter, we have not violated the charter. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for your responses, and hopefully everybody out there got to hear all the answers eventually.